So, we sometimes get comments on our channel like this. Dear Buzzquote, why do your videos suck so much? They are literally the worst videos I've ever seen on YouTube. Now, first I want to say, dear commenter, you are a moron, please go watch something else. And secondly, I need to admit that yes, our channel does basically suck, is totally unprofessional, and looks like it was thrown together by some random dude in like 2 days. I mean, look, right now, the first featured video on this channel is called Am I Gay? I mean, please, can you imagine a real professional company doing something like that? Of course not. But here's where it gets interesting. The reason Buzzquote is so cool is because our YouTube channel sucks so much. Here's why. Big insurance companies spend a lot of money, like $5.9 billion per year, on something called branding. And branding is fundamentally inefficient and wasteful. Here's an example. Let's say you go to the drugstore and there's a brand name aspirin versus the store brand. Let's say Bayer aspirin versus Walmart brand aspirin. Now, pretty much every non-stupid person knows that the pills in these two bottles are made in the same factory. Although they are being sold under different brand names, they are exactly the same thing. The difference is just that one company has spent $1 zillion on marketing with advertising on TV, billboards, internet, etc. So one of these bottles cost $4 and the other costs $2. The bottles contain the exact same thing, but in one case, they do a lot of advertising, double the price, and there are enough idiots in the world who will fall for that, buy the brand name one, and that's how the system works. Now, brands can make some sense sometimes, in the case of certain consumer products. A lot of businesses, like, say, computers. You go out to buy a PC, there are hundreds of different models and dozens of different brands, Apple, Sony, HP, Dell, etc., etc. It's confusing. And actually, each brand is a bit different and offers a different set of features. So yeah, branding is useful here. Maybe I'm going to get an Apple because I think they're easier to use, or Toshiba because I like their screens, or whatever. But here at Buzzquote, we're not selling computers. We're getting people auto insurance quotes. And in the world of auto insurance, brands are a complete fail. Totally useless. Auto insurance is something that economists call a commodity, when basically no matter who you buy it from, you get the same damn thing. Usually in the end, you can only choose from like 5 different companies anyway, depending on what state you live in. But even between those 5 different companies, there are no real differences, none. This is because the industry is so highly regulated and there is an enormously complex web of standards and practices such that every company really just has to operate the same way. So what you have with insurance is a few companies who are arbitrarily taking billions of dollars out of the system to pay themselves, you know, in the form of big compensation packages, rich guy stuff, and then taking out another $5.9 billion to pay for advertising that is completely useless to society. And there is a detail you can actually see in the way that auto insurance is advertised and marketed. It's this: nearly all auto insurance advertising is completely, totally, 100% meaningless. It's literally some people in a white room looking happy and being good looking, or cavemen, or a lizard, or some bullshit scenario where this guy keeps getting into accidents and haha, isn't that funny, and stuff like that. Completely, totally meaningless. And my theory, I could be wrong here, is because these companies are actually afraid to make any claims at all about their service, because they could get sued big time. I mean, if one of the big companies came out and said, oh, we are telling you now that we will pay you 10% more for your claim than any other company, they would never say that, because of course it's not true. Again, all auto insurance is the same. So what these companies do is produce enormous quantities of advertising, make enormous media buys, Super Bowl ads, etc., etc. But their advertising is completely meaningless, literally has no meaning at all, like a lizard on a rock or something. It's just waste, pure and simple. Now, I've left this to the end of the video because I've generally found that morons don't watch more than 10 seconds of my videos here, so I wanted to insulate them from this part, but here goes. Auto insurance should be nationalized. There should be one federal system. I'm sure there would be a way to organize it so it could be customized to the differing needs of different regions of the country. There should be a company like Facebook or Google that runs it all with computers. Now, the people who generally agree with me are Republicans, conservatives, free market thinkers, but I have a slightly different take. As long as auto insurance is going to be mandatory, then it should operate for the public good. So it's a system run efficiently by a bunch of dorks, and the overhead of the whole system should be low, like 3% or 5% or something, and no profits should be taken out from marketing. Now, the reason this can't happen today is because our Constitution allows states to make their own laws, decentralization. But I'm not a big proponent of this. I think things that are nationalized are less susceptible to fraud, and especially if they are new agencies, can be set up in a way that is going to be overall less wasteful. I should also mention here that I'm also a proponent of fully nationalized health insurance. So, you basically need to get a new auto insurance quote at least once every 6 months. And the purpose of this video is to tell you to go to Buzzquote and not directly to a big insurance company. I do believe I'm in the minority here because these companies make so much money from their direct traffic, from people just seeing their ads over and over again on TV, radio, billboards, etc. And people just do what they're told and call the big company directly. But I would never do that. If you go for a direct quote with one of the big companies, then you're like, hey, thanks for arbitrarily inflating the price of this thing that you're not even selling me. I mean, you never even had to sell me the damn thing because I'm actually required by law to get it. I mean, auto insurance doesn't have to be sold to anyone. The thing is that you just have to get it. So the idea that you would ever want to support the marketing efforts of these big companies saying, go ahead, tack $5.9 billion onto my bill, onto everyone's bill, thanks for forcing me to watch all your stupid ads, it just doesn't make any sense. So you need to ask yourself, when you go and get that quote, which you need to do every 6 months at least, then you got to ask yourself, what is my starting point? Do I want to reward the big company that is spending $1 billion on advertising, money that is coming directly out of my pocket? In my mind, I actually want to go with whatever company is the smallest, whoever is spending the least on marketing. I mean, surely that is logical. So you have a choice. You can go right to one of the big companies and let them screw you, or you can go to this crap YouTube channel that some dude put together on YouTube, like obviously a total amateur hour operation, and yeah, that's the one I'm gonna choose, buzzquote.me.